You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome. My name is Brent Atwater, and the program's name is Alive Again. You heard it right, Alive Again. What does that mean? Well, that means that we are talking about animal reincarnation. And how are we going to talk about animal reincarnation? We're going to ask you, the listener, to call in and give us your questions about your pet and their reincarnation process. So how do we address that? Let me give you a little example. If your dog has passed away and you want to know if Fluffy's coming back from the other side or if he's alive again, then you call me and I will look at his life force energy. Now, how do you do that, you say? I am a medical intuitive, and again, my name is Brent Atwater, and I will be hosting Alive Again. And I have the extraordinary gift to look inside of a body and see life force energy. So I can look at an animal's life force energy and track it back into its past to determine if it was your animal in another incarnation or if it was your dog when you were 6 or 7 and is now your dog now. And then as it reincarnates after it is passed in this lifetime, it will re-come back. And when it re-comes back or re-life or alive again, it reincarnates, and then we're able to see by looking at the energy what it's going to look like. So we can give you a heads up when Fluffy has passed that in about 2.5 years or 2.5 months or 2.5 days, Fluffy's going to return and he's going to be a spotted tiger kitty this time, or he might be a tall horse, or he may be the fluffy bunny that you had back when you were 5 years old. So what we want you to do is send your questions to Brent at PetLifeRadio.com and see us on the website under the egg with the light called Alive Again. And you can ask us any question that you'd like to communicate with your pet on the other side. Now, some of the things that we're going to be teaching you will be, how do I touch my deceased pet? And you're going, what? There's no way I can touch my deceased pet? Well, yes, there is. We're going to teach you how to touch energy and how to feel energy on the other side. And when I say the other side, that's on the other side of the veils. Now, you're saying, what do you mean on the other side of the veils? The principle of reincarnation is that the life force energy of the soul passes away, and when it transitions to the other side, it then returns through a soul contract with you and chooses another body to inhabit so that it can live with you in this incarnation. And you're going, what in the world does all that mean? Well, let me give you a little example here. If you take water and you boil it, it becomes steam. If you take steam and you freeze it, it becomes ice cubes. And if you take ice cubes and melt them, they become water. So the principle of reincarnation is the fact that the water, the life force energy of water never changes, but the physical properties of it does change. And that's what reincarnation about. The life force energy of the love of your pet never changes, and it just chooses a different physical form to return to Earth in. So when the pet is on the other side, we think of it as being in steam form. You really can't see it, you can't tell where they are, but we can teach you how to feel its energy. So you can touch your pet and you can pat your pet. For some of you who are really gifted and are able to see energy, we'll teach you how to see auras so you can see your pet. And we'll teach you how to see Fluffy chasing the ball across the golf course like they did when they were a Labrador. Or we'll teach you to feel your cat sit beside you. And all of these things will help you communicate and empower you to use your own skills and activate your own skills to be able to connect with your pet on the other side. Then we'll work with you and teach you how to learn how to ask your pet if it's going to reincarnate, how to recognize your pet when it does reincarnate, how to recognize the signs when it's re-entry and it's re-entry time for you to feel the waves of energy coming so that you don't miss your pet. Now, for those of you who are going, well, how do I learn all that? You can go to our books if you want to read it under www.justplainlovebooks.com. We have 3 books on animal reincarnation. One is I'm Home, A Dog's Never-Ending Love Story, which is a collection of stories of dogs who've reincarnated around the world. Another is I'm Home, A Cat's Never-Ending Love Story, which is a collection of cat stories from all around the world. And last but not least, we have Animal Reincarnation, everything you always wanted to know. And that's a book that has question and answers of all the shows that I've done, all the appearances, and everything that most people want to know about animal reincarnation. So grab one of those books after you hear our podcast. Switch on over to iBooks because the books are going to be on iBooks. They're also available as ebooks all over the internet, and we have them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all other venues that are active at this point in time. And you'll be able to read it if you want it in hardcover or find it right after your iPod on iBooks. So we're going to answer your question. This show will be based on your questions. You want to send them to Brent@PetLifeRadio.com. Now, the second half of the show is going to involve looking at energy also. But I'm going to use the gift to see inside a body to determine your pet's health. That's called an animal medical intuitive. So again, we invite you to email Brent@PetLifeRadio.com, and I'll look inside your pet's body and we'll determine their energy. We'll do a health assessment. We'll look at the medications they're taking. We'll determine the treatments that would be a good suit to help them. We'll discuss with herbs and alternative therapies that would benefit your animal. We'll look at the regime they're on now, and I'll give you intuitive suggestions of how to holistically address problems that are created in your pet's body from health issues. We can do things like you can hold your pet's medicine in your hand, and I can tell you how long the pet will be taking it, and if or not it'll be good for them. So there's a whole world of possibilities that can be driven by your questions, and we want you, the listener, to send your questions to Brent@PetLifeRadio.com, and then I can look inside your pet's body and we'll determine how to handle their health issues. By also looking inside your pet's body, we can not subject them, because I'm the human MRI, to MRIs or X-rays or CAT scans. We'll just look at them, and if you wish, we can run their life force energy into the future and give you a prognosis, an intuitive consult for the future issues and diagnoses and problems or lack thereof that your pet might have. So we think it's going to be a really fun show. It's going to be totally different from anything that's out there. You get to call in and say, where's Fluffy? Is he coming back? I'll look at the energy. I'll track it through the past, through the transition, and into the future, and be able to tell you, yes or no, I see Fluffy, and this is what they're going to look back. And I will also be able to look in your pet's body and say, ooh, we need to take care of that laryngeal paralysis, which you think is asthma, but it really isn't, and we need to treat your dog for laryngeal paralysis. So I do look forward to meeting you. I think it'll be an absolutely fun show. Again, send your questions to Brent@PetLifeRadio.com. We're looking so forward to being with you and to sharing and to help you. Come on back to Alive Again. We'll see you soon.
Let's Talk Pets. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.